Dear White House and President, Vice President, and FBI, could you please look at my video and what I went through last 16 years due to U.S. Mexican American Police Organization and U.S. government? The video contains I requested to investigate each police internal affairs department. I was not hoping to come up this point, but while I was continuing to face harassment and abuse from the corrupted US government and their criminal members, the issue and problem were not being resolved last 16 years, but continue their abuse and harassment even to my family members in other locations. Once I upload my live harassment story through US police and government and their criminal member, yes, it was a horrible and overwhelming environment I went through due to their play, especially last 7 years once I returned to US in August 2017, while I lived almost 40 years of US life. Each government system did not work properly last 6 years in California. While I make a complaint toward the corrupted police and Los Angeles misconduct. If things were resolved last 6 years, I would not come to this point to make all these videos to represent the White House in USA and Blue House in South Korea. Since nowadays LAPD Mexican American Police Organization do play globally behind their uniform, I also create a video to Blue House to pay attention. Here are some summary what police and public school and government did wrong in USA last 7 years. Oh no, last 16 years. 2008, Mexican American police received that I am in illegal marriage through 3 persons. I did not issue a green card. So US police just ruined my farmer's career by pulling me out middle of the physics classroom and sent me to the mental hospital in 2008. I think here police and doctor were going to mess my brain with the medication. Once I returned from Toledo, Ohio to Los Angeles in 2009, since this Mexican American police who received my information originally was not able to ruin my life legally due to not issuing a US green card through my second marriage, the original Mexican American police created a lie that I threatened my ex and charged for it. That is how I ruined my farmer's career at the University of Toledo. And this lie has been spread throughout Southern California through Mexican American government network. So nothing worked. I hit the ground in 2009, 2010, and 2011. I left South Korea for surviving reason in January 2012. While I live in South Korea, this Mexican American police organization in USA and Chinese Korean police organization in South Korea play globally and worldwide by using their global criminal organization member who also reside in South Korea. This is how my identity has been exposed in a lie while I reside in South Korea from 2013 to 2017. Mexican American Police Organization in USA and Chinese Korean Police Organization in South Korea play for almost 6 years, thinking that I would not return to USA to live again. Once I returned to USA in August 2017, intense harassment abuse started for me to go back to South Korea to get away the lie their Mexican American police member created and the play they did for 5 to 6 years while I resided in South Korea. In addition to, they also harassed my son intensely by exposing his identity in UCSB campus in Santa Barbara area since he was living there for school. Mexican American Police Organization along with their side criminal organization including from South Korea created and manipulated rumor for my son to be targeted around his living area, which was UCSB campus and Santa Barbara in 2017. Why they were doing what they were doing to my son while he had no idea why he was being abused and harassed through the rumor they create purposely to be targeted. The reason was I was returning to US in August 2017. Mexican American Police Organization is about to face what they have been lied to the whole world and play while I was in South Korea, through my return. When I reported this Mexican American Police Organization to LAPD Internal Affairs regarding my University of Toledo misconduct and the harassment to my son at the UCSB campus in March 2018. It was March, yeah, it was by the end of the March 2018. The LAPD Internal Affairs erased my report and contact UCSB to force, and then they forced my son to withdraw all his classes while he did nothing wrong in school in early April 2018. I report at the end of the March, and then early of the April, they contact UCSB, they forced my son to withdraw all his classes, probably it's the UCSB dean in 2018. Due to their misconduct play, my son became no longer eligible to apply, school finance due to withdrawing 2 full-time quarter because they've been her winter quarter 2018. Because my son was seeing me, they harassed intensely, and then he had to withdraw all his classes. And then once I report, because they were harassing him way too much, once I report to LAPD Internal Affairs, they erased my record, and then they did it again. This is the U.S. government. So amazing what I was going through, like one after the other, due to their corruption. And all these details are in other video in number 2 and number 3. I made a number for you to look at it in order. In order to make this a lie, they have been played while I resided in South Korea from 2012 to 2017 to make this a lie to become true with the power of Mexican American organization. They were blocking my nursing school to attend to become a nurse in California. Lansing College Nursing Director Christy Meyer corroborated this misconduct, and Lansing College staff such as Dean supported this misconduct. As Lansing College Nursing Director, she removed me fraud on September 14, 2018. Yeah, our nursing, our nursing student in classroom. So it was just a normal day. She just pulled me out, and then sent me to dorm. She was playing behind it, I guess. Or the day that I was removed, I don't know what she heard, but there, like in the lab, there was like all these like a narcotic, individually packed narcotic. She let 29 students, or whole town knows, and whole 29 students see, and I was kind of pissed, doing wrong. Why I have to keep continually victimized, like over and over and over again, and while they do their side wrong, and they are just, it's a, I don't know. Their side wrong, they never care, and what they have been victimized, they never care. They never have been taken care. So anyway, going back to my reading, she yeah, this is hacking because it's amazing what they are doing. Okay, I'm going back to the reading. In order to make their lie, and they have been played while I read in South Korea from 2012 to 2017, to make this lie to become true, the power of Mexican American Police Organization. They were blocking my, nursing director. 29 students play, so-called fake narcotic by feeding the patients such as Tylenol 3 and Percocet. It's a Schedule 2. It's a lockdown medication. I work as a pharmacy tech for, many years, so I know the rule. Our medications were individually wrapped with our medication information on the back of each pack. When I tried to return to school after waiting net 3 years, Lassen College nursing director Christy Meyer she created another fraud restraining order to block my return to Lassen College because they lied to the whole world. I cannot become a nurse. That's why they were blocking me like one after the other. And Lassen College and their Christy Mayer and Dean, they cooperated. And in video, LAPD internal affair, and these police, there is a content. These police are the police who were doing what they were doing. And when you look at my video 3, LAPD internal affair video, people will cartel you involved with the cartel and cartel, and then there is the answer. I mean, I think that's what people has brain to figure it out, and that's my answer. Anyway, going back to my reading, okay, and return to, and then Susan, and then nursing director create another fraud restraining order to block my return to Lassen College, and Susanville court rubber stamped this restraining order issue with the deputy. Yeah, they are signed. There was no, she was filing. I threatened her. Who create this, threatening lie? It was Mexican American police, member who received my, information originally back in 2008. And then she was telling me that in 2008, while I was attending 3 weeks of LBM program right before she expelled me, and I have been threatened her husband, her kids, and her 3 kids. And then she was filing 3 years later, the year that I have to go back to, school in 2021. And this doesn't make, they just play and play with the lie one after the other, and the system, because they are government and they cover one another, they their side, they never take care. And I don't know. Okay. Yeah. So they rubber stamped the restraining order form 109 that they cannot issue like like that. So yes, they were going to ram me with another lie. Yes, I bought a lawyer, and their request was dismissed. Then Lassen College Dean Davis Murphy issued another fraud suspension document in September 2021 because they play. While I was gone, they lie. So the lie has to become true. That's why in this Susanville, the school staff such as Dean and such as Christy Mai, that's why they were cooperating one after the other. They were cooperating and creating another fraud one after the other. This was the reason, and people didn't know why they were doing what they were doing, and I also didn't know, but time tells the truth. And Krista Meyer is still teaching the nursing director, yes. And then Dean Davis Murphy is still working as a dean at the Lassen College. And I'm the one who cannot even step into the campus last 6 years. Yes, I cannot even step in. That's what I fought so hard. Public school work as a community system, and police work like a dictator, took my life to get what they want by using their organization power in California. Doing what corrupted Mexican American police organization along with the Susanville government, I fought this issue toward them. And guess what? Network Mexican American police organization, along with the Mr. Chang. Mr. Chang is the one who's hacking all, who hacks and wiretap every single moment of my life. Yeah, he's the one. I heard who's doing it is Mr. Chang. Mr. Chang. Yes, Mr. Chang is doing it. I've been targeted by the Mr. Chang, and he's been targeting a lot of people in order to snatch the money. And in US, I am one of them. And now I know. People was telling me, well, you have to pass that hardcore on Mr. Chang. He was wiretapping and hacking all my system, and our information has been handed out to, one of the Susanville, police, Susanville Mexican American police, who's working, working behind his uniform, and also the government, or when you look at our video, then maybe you could understand better. I mean, it's a 16 years of harassment, 16 years of work, and it cannot be shrink like one or two into one or two sentence, one or two phrase of sentence. Okay, yeah, and then they work, and I'm the one that who cannot even step in. And doing what corrupted Mexican American police organization along with the Susanville government, I fought this issue toward them. Guess what? And what network Mexican American police organization in Susanville, California, ordered to harass my son in Los Angeles by using their criminal stream member last 6 years, while I read and fight toward Los Angeles misconduct and police misconduct in Susanville, California. Doing what they were doing was too much. I ended up buying a house and create a Facebook and YouTube channel and fight toward them. But last 6 years, nothing honestly didn't work. Instead, I was being more abused and harassed, and at the same time, they were harassing my son. And then while he was being just like a school, and he has no idea, and he has no idea why he was being abused. For me, yes, there is a hassle for my marriage, but we did not issue the green card, and he left. And then while I was being abused last 16 years, I didn't know why I have to be like this much intensely abused. And they were ruining my life like this much. It was like one after the other. And last 16 years, they never taken care their side of the wrong. And except their wrong power was more getting deeper and wider. I don't know. Okay, not only this, they plan to snatch my house. Yes, they harass my son, they harass my life, and then how much they are harassing your life, and I will describe in Blue House in South Korea video. That is how much they are being abused and harassed. Due to their harassment and due to their abuse, my mother has been passed away. That's how much they are abusing it. They want to know about you, every single micro, every single information in micro, every single thing, and they harass like amazing me. They are doing it, and that system has South Korea now, that who was doing it in South Korea now working as Mexican American. These two organizations is supported by the police organization. That is my opinion, since I was going through so many things. Okay, so one reason I'm creating a video, and what I went through for 16 years was overwhelming. I cannot just let it go. So I'm creating a video for people to see what I went through, and maybe there will be a similar situation that I'm going through. Similar situation what I went through, and they will go through in society too. Okay, and not only this, they plan to snatch my house cheap with help of Mr. Cheng technology from South Korea. Mr. Cheng is professional fraud money snatching man. Yes, he has been accumulating his worth by fraudulently snatching the money by using those Chinese Korean, hacking and wiretapping system, crew. Yeah, he's been doing it for decades. I mean, it's all over in South Korea. And he is working together now, Mexican American Police Organization, as far as I sense. They plan to get my house cheap as possible, knowing due to Mexican American Police Organization harassment, I only make $440 Social Security fund due to their last 16 years of harassment. Now they want to get my house cheap as possible, knowing my house resident, my house is built on the hot spring site. Right next to my house, they are putting like, my body pipe, hot spring water. So I also see the steam from my lot. Yes, this house, my house is almost 2.5 acre. Yes, it's 2.5 acre, but the Susanville government, they play together. My is that information is in also in Susanville, police internal affair. My house information has been, changed from 2.5 to 1.77, 1488 to 1338. Like, I guess in order to, why they change what, why they shrink it, because they want to get my house cheap. Anyway, so and while not many people in Susanville knows that town has a hot spring water, but down in Los Angeles, all the people know that my house resident, I mean, built on the hot spring water. This town has a hot spring water. So I don't know, it's their network and it's a government things. And I'm not that smart, and I just go through the harassment and abuse one after the other for so long, and I kind of figured out what they are doing. That's all. That's all, because they never stop. They, I guess, they block, while they ruin my career and school. At the same time, they harass my son. At the same time, they want to get my house cheap as possible. Their goal was to get my house. That's why there was no job and no school, resort, and Los Angeles Incorporated. Okay, so they want to get my house cheap as possible, knowing all the last 16 years of harassment. I couldn't settle due to their harassment, and I couldn't earn money. But the house that I bought is majorly from my dad's money, and I bought it, and then Kobe got kicked in. I did the work by my own, rather than and people knows how I built this house. And then this is only asset that I have, while I was going through the 16 years of harassment, hard time. And, Mexican American police and Mr. Chang, they want to snatch this house cheap as possible. And you have to leave this town because they come, Mexican American police organization member create the issue and problem in this town. So I have to leave this town. So they're not resolving anything for me to leave. If they want me to rent it, they would resolve the problem, but they want me to leave, so I'm leaving. But the matter is a house. This is a house, they wanted to get it cheap as possible. Yeah. So, yeah, that's what they were doing to my life as police, as a government, and with the help of the Mr. Chang's technology. Since he's been doing it to snatch money from other people. This is what I see. He's a professional money, fraud money snatching people. That once he targets certain person, Chinese, Korean people was wiretapping and hacking, and then they pull the money. And I have the house, that's what they want. Okay, and part of them is government, unfortunately. Part of them is a police who ruined my life, and I worked very hard in order to come up this point, in order to settle my life. And for them, you just have a money, so I want to ruin continually, and I want to have your money. Okay, continue to my reading. My identity has been exposed in South Korea. Mr. Chang and Chinese Korean organization has technology to manipulate people's mind by spreading rumor through SNS and mouth to mouth. And this technology was used in government field to get more vote for certain government party in South Korea. I guess maybe this criminal organization in South Korea were working together with corrupted Mexican American police organization. I often heard who's harassed me is the South Korea government. I mean, but when I went to 2023, they had no idea. I'm not that important person. Okay. And that is not true. Who were doing the harassment was Mexican American police organization. Yes, who blocked my school and career in US. It was them, and it was their power. And corrupted government member cooperated. And I'm so sorry that that is public school. And they're working together local and global criminal members in USA, which is a public school. There is a couple of picture that I upload. Okay, and one is Ban Ki-moon, and also the other is Park Geun-hye. And Ban Ki-moon was running the president election, and Park Geun-hye was also the president. And to me, the the people who has a technology and people who already has been done the thing to them is it's the same line they who's doing to me. And wherever I go, there is some kind of manipulated rumor and spread rumor, and that organization and is working with the Mexican American. And I will describe more detailedly in Blue House and in South Korea. And I've been once I involved with the Mr. Chang, and he handed out my information to Chinese Korean police organization, and then they were digging my information by contacting Los Angeles, and then they got hooked with the Mexican American. They play with my life, and then they were they play together. So I don't know. I mean, as people know, I went through the harassment last 10 years. All my identity has been exposed like over and over again worldwidely, and that I went through. So I kind of know. So what I went through, the fact, the experience I will tell in South Korea, blue, I will make a video to to Blue House in South Korea to represent, because it seems like they're working together. And I've been talking with the people. Yeah, I agree so, and they agree so. But it's a law enforcement, the right people, and they have to investigate it deeply. How serious it is. Yes, it is serious. As my mother has been passed away due to their harassment and abuse. And look at me, 10 years it was amazing. And if you look at me like 10 years ago, my picture, and now it's due to the harassment abuse. They yeah, like the post in police, there was a post in South Korea police. They make you slaves by hacking and wiretapping. That's And then wherever you go, they spread you. They spread the rumor around you. I mean, they know every single detail. And once you look at all my a video, I've been harassed for 16 years. 10 years intensely, especially once I involved with the Mr. Chang. So all I could do is file a complaint and leave the video and what I went through. And then the reason that I represent this fact, once there she was running the president, but the other party, the one that who's working to my life too, the criminal member, and he was victimized, and he also said that he got victimized. And it seems like it's the same criminal organization who's doing to me, who's doing to him. Okay, so the technology we're being used to help right now, the technology is being used to help Mexican American police organization, since they work together, they work globally. And so as far that's what I post mail to CIA, I post mail to Interpol in Washington DC. I did what I could do, and then leave the record, and hopefully one day it stop. But who knows? Who knows? So as far as I sense last 10 years, once I involved with this government and helping criminal organization in South Korea, okay, so I'm going through almost the same technology in air, yes, in USA to help Mexican American police organization since they play together from abroad and to do something toward US society. I'm hoping US government take care of this issue I have with the corrupted police and government organization this time, hopefully, but I don't know how long it will take, whether they will do it or not do it. So this time, so now my story, I've been victimized by the police, how I went through it, whole almost like a whole world in US knows. But it's up to them whether they take care of it or not take care of it. I'm sure that if they go to the doctor office and healthcare, field, to healthcare member, I'm sure that they would tell them, do your work right. If they not doing the work there, if they don't do their work right, same thing. I hope they do their work right. Thank you for your time.